Tonight is 266th consecutive day of doing this. So I'm going to go back to the book of Psalms. I can't stay away too long when it comes to the book of Psalms. I'm going to read chapter 82 today. 8 verses here. We might talk about a couple other verses and some other Psalms as well. But the theme of chapter 82 in Psalms is talking about a fair judge, how God will judge the wicked who have unfairly treated others. And this was written by Asaph. Starting in verse 1, it says, God presides in the great assembly. He renders judgment among the gods. How long will you defend the unjust and show partiality to the wicked? Defend the weak and the fatherless. Uphold the cause of the poor and the oppressed. Rescue the weak and the needy. Deliver them from the hand of the wicked. The gods know nothing. They understand nothing. They walk about in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are shaken. I said, you are gods. You are all sons of the Most High, but you will die like mere mortals. You will fall like every other ruler. Rise up, O God, judge the earth, for all the nations are your inheritance. So, in my application study Bible, it says that God judges human judges. The integrity of the justice system in a nation provides a clear indication of the health of that society. As is the case with all leadership, judges derive the authority ultimately from God and will give an account to God for their verdicts. Believers are commanded to pray for kings and all those in authority, that we may live peaceful and quiet lives in all godliness and holiness. This psalm reminds us to include judges of every kind in our prayers because we directly benefit from their integrity. And then in verse 6, when it says, I said, you are gods, you are all sons of the Most High, but you will die like mere mortals. My application study Bible to that verse says, this psalm calls the rulers and judges of Israel's gods and sons of the Most High. They were called gods because they represented God in executing judgment. John chapter 10, verses 34 through 36 records Jesus using this passage to defend his claims to be God. His argument was as follows. If God would call mere men gods, why is it blasphemous for him, the true Son of God, to declare himself equal with God? It's really interesting. So I'll just leave you with this, kind of the key verse, I guess, if I were to glean one from these 8 verses today, is the last verse in verse 8. It says, Rise up, O God, judge the earth, for all the nations are your inheritance. I know some of these passages aren't always the most feel-good, rainbow-esque, all is roses kind of passages, but I think sometimes just absorbing the real nature of what the Bible's telling us, even if it's something that's not super motivational or isn't engaging some mass from emotional response, like that's okay. We just have to sometimes dive into the Word and try to understand what it's telling us. So, having said that, a bit of a random passage today, but Psalm chapter 82, talking about a true fair judge and how God will judge those who have unfairly treated others. That's day 266.